Hey everybody, this is what you do when you get bored. You put a reverse osmosis system out in your garage. I've got an Ispring 5-stage reverse osmosis 75 gallon per day system. I got bored, so I decided to take my water heater line that's coming in, the cold side obviously, it's got a 3/4 inch with a 1/2 inch T and a 1/4 inch valve. That's the on and off shut off. Sends the water to the inlet of the RO system right here. You may wonder what the other line is. That's another idea. That's the drain line. That's my own little idea right there. I use the opposite valve tap, and I'm kind of like back feeding it back in from the drain line of the reverse osmosis system. There's my TDS meter, 16 parts per billion coming out of the tank. The input is 205 parts per billion. Per million, I should say. The pressure of the tank right now, it's a non-pump system. It turns on at around 20 pounds. It's a little over 20. If I run the water a little bit more, it would automatically start. This is where I got my faucet hooked up for now. I've got one inside too, but I just got bored and decided to do this. So if I turn on the water right now, it's going to get lower, and as soon as I shut off the water, watch the meter on the parts per million go up. Right now it's at 15, which is pretty good. I noticed the pressure on the tank drawing is under 20, so it's probably shut on. I won't be able to tell until I turn off the faucet. Okay, I just turned it off. See it going up? There it goes. In case you're not familiar with this, if you have the gauges on the right part, you can see this. It's called TDS creep. It shoots up well over 100, then it starts coming right back down. It takes approximately a couple of minutes to do that with a non-pump system, and probably a lot less with a pump system. A pump system would be more efficient for the membrane because it's pumping more pressure to the membrane. Thus, membranes love pressure from what I've read, and it does give you lower TDS readings in the long run. From what I found, the TDS readings aren't that much lower, maybe 10 parts per million. That's what I've gotten on the system inside. Most of the time when this thing goes back down, it's going down right now still, it'll end up around 11 or 12. The one in the house, maybe with a pump, is 5, 6. So anyway, it equals out, and by the time the tank fills with more pressure, the parts per million go up, thus meaning that the tank will have more parts per million. They'll have more parts per million by the time the tank is full. That's my deal. I've got a 5-stage, 3 pre-filters. First one, second one, third one. The 4th filter is the RO membrane. The 5th filter is the post filter, which the meter is on. That's the final polishing filter of the system. Anyway, we're down to 25 parts per million right now. It probably will take approximately hour and a half, 2 hours to get it back to, since the pressure of the water coming in is probably around 50 psi, 32 pounds I've been getting out of the tank, depending on how much pressure I have in the tank. When the tank is empty, I'm running at about 8 pounds, which, like I said, I weighed the tank this morning when it was full. The tank weighed out at just under 26 pounds, but you minus the tank's weight is 6.5. We're down to 19.5 pounds. Take that and divide that by 8.34, which is how much 1 gallon of water weighs, and then you have like 2.3 gallons it fills it up to. I'd love to have 60 or 80 pounds. That's why I have the pump inside for the other unit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is what I've learned since I've had these things for a few months now. It is pretty interesting. That's my setup.